technique is, since I have 5 accounts, I just play one bot game a day when the daily XP, like free first win of the day reset thing comes up. And I can play 5 games and I can get 5 wins because I'm going to win every bot game I play. That's how I stay like positive in this whole little like
make
fatherhood
your
space. Like
manifest your positivity.
yeah, like instead of, well, hear me out. Like the big grind is to play ranked in League. So like if I'm not playing ranked, like what am I doing but wasting time other than playing games with friends? And if friends aren't on, like how do I compensate my need to want to play?
How do you get your fix?
Yeah, how do I get that big jolt of League of Legends energy?
Yeah.
So that's it. That's my strat.
Your own, some would say.
Yeah,
Yes.
a League of Legend, if you will.
I actually don't like that.
I think you look beautiful no matter what lighting you choose.
That's sweet. I think this is great.
I think that's
I love
horrible.
being washed out like this. It's amazing.
Do you know how many lights I have actually?
I'm guessing more than 2. We've never discussed your setup.
So I have like the strip lights obviously behind me, right, for effect and for poise and grace. But I do have like the regular actual light. We have the window open varyingly, whether it's daylight or nighttime, right? But then I have the ring light behind the camera, and then I also have a key light to the right of me.
Okay.
I have a big purple, like double celled purple, because you use one of them, it washes the purple out completely, and it's just very white still. But if you use both, it makes the light actually kind of.
Have you ever seen those? You might be describing this. Well, no, there's a box light, which is like just a really big soft light.
Yeah.
But then, Elgato actually made for a time a big. It was just a big brick LED. I don't think it was called a key light.
That's a key light. That's what they are.
That's a key light.
Yeah.
That thing looks so sick. I just never thought I'd put the $120 toward it.
So instead of buying one Elgato key light, you could buy 2 USB powered ones from Amazon for $35. And that's the way to do it. It works.
My whole setup has just been an amalgamation of a lamp that I got for free with computer paper taped over it to give a soft look, and then like 3 different versions of TJ Maxx like streaming equipment.
Yo, TJ Maxx, shout out. Let's get the fucking TJ Maxx plug up on the 1 to 10 pod.
Yeah,
that would be tight.
True.
It's just name brands discounted, you know.
I wanna spring this on you.
What's your best TJ Maxx find?
My best TJ Maxx find was the T-shirt that got me my first kiss in sophomore year of high school.
Oh God!
It was a shirt that the girl complimented like 4 times that I wore it in a row, and then I knew she was into me. So sentimental.
That would have made
and
me
unexpected.
A senior, right?
Yeah, probably.
I don't want you to tell me who it was, but also who was?
You would know them. They were involved in the same activity. I'll say blonde.
Just DM me the name if anything.
Yeah.
don't dox me or dox anyone else.
True.
As we already have talked about, like high school.
True. Drop so many names.
Oh yeah, just name dropping everyone, especially Joe Rogan. Am I right?
Yeah, true. Hey,
you know what's funny about that clip? We never said Joe Rogan one time.
No, listen, I'm giving you tools. One day you're gonna overtake me because you have the work ethic, and you're gonna find out how easy it actually is.
It's not even just work ethic. I have just this will do attitude, not can do, will do. So like making that thumbnail is just like, I will make this thumbnail. I will learn how to do this.
I don't give a fuck. When I'm in the mood, I'll do stuff.
But I just break the circle shape where the square shape is going in, and I just force it to be a square now, and I'm just like, fucked. That's
it goes in the square hole.
Dude, that was you, right?
Yeah,
that was your actual OG TikTok. That was fucking based.
No, you're thinking of we're so many layers deep in TikTok. We're gonna pull it up here in a second. This is a editing opportunity for you. You're gonna pull up my TikTok and you're gonna show it. But no, what I'm referencing is there's a guy who has like a circle toy that has a bunch of different size shapes.
Yeah.
But he puts everything into the square hole.
It all fits. Yeah. I've seen that one. Like, that one's great. But yours was the riff on that, and that was just chef's kiss.
Well, I gotta say,
I feel like
I'm using the credit it deserves.
So I've been using TikTok now for a week or 2. I made the pod TikTok, right? Never made any edits for the pod TikTok, and then just strictly started making my own TikTok for the Fleeb shit. And that's actually like, I don't know, I made like 4 TikToks. I think it's going all right. Got a couple hundred views a piece.
Yeah, TikTok is crazy because we're gonna go meta for a second. The content
Or
creation
to
space
Facebook.
is being diluted. Okay, so you have TikTok where you can have a video pop off and you'll get like 1 million views or something, but that won't actually translate in any remarkable way the same way that a YouTube video hitting 1 million views will, because 1 million views could be like somebody swiping on your For You page. Are we good?
Oh yeah, no, I read who it was who said, and
Oh yeah, I know.
yeah,
Right? Hey,
but
listen.
I don't know if you know that that person is not a fan of me anymore.
That's hilarious. I'm probably not. We
Don't-
didn't
just
exactly
don't
leave on
even-
great terms.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
It's a
about
whole mess. It's a whole mess.
it. That's some background bonus content you can only
Yeah.
find out on the Patreon.
Yes, sub to the Patreon to hear the actual addresses and social security numbers of all of our high school.
Okay,
muses.
okay, hang on, hear me out. I have a great story about that after you finish this part. You do your bit
Okay.
thing here, and then I have an amazing story about that person actually.
All that I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna wrap it up, is just that the TikTok viewer is a lot less engaged in whatever person that they're looking into than a YouTuber is. The kind of viewer that sits behind a TikTok screen is just kind of scrolling forever, and so the metric of like views doesn't really mean anything. What the important like metric that you look at is like, what views am I able to direct by my audience, quote unquote, and then like how effective is that? Whereas YouTube, like it's kind of assumed that you'll at least have a background picture of who that person is, and then they're probably going to be a little bit more interested because they physically chose to view your video. It didn't just come across their feed or whatever. So not to like shit on you for your 100 views, because it's insane with 4 videos, but the things that like you feel good about with TikTok should come from like directing an audience, not just
I mean, I feel like the moment is going to be either there is a comment on a video or like on a YouTube video that we make that's like, hey, came here from the TikTok, love what you do.
Yeah.
Or it's like going to be in the Twitch chat. Like it's one of those two.
Yeah,
but sure. I did have someone message in one of my streams. I think my cousin who already followed my stream.
Yeah,
he saw my
TikTok. Came from your TikTok.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, saw TikTok, very cool. And I was just like, hey, but that doesn't like, the funnel was already there. You know, like that kid, that's accessible to me. Like that's family. I can just shill him out.
For sure.
No, first off, let's take a mini detour before that story about a certain someone. We're gonna do an intro and say hello and welcome to another episode of the 1 to 10 podcast. That's right, we're in the podcast now, not a podcast, a podcast. We're in a pond.
Someone say the con. I'm sorry, I can't.
You know what's great about this? This shit ain't going fucking away. It's staying in the pond, baby.
We're gonna build it into its DNA, huh?
Yeah, but we went through that TikTok you mentioned in there earlier. I hope you guys liked that one because I liked that one.
I thought it was pretty clever.
That shit made me fucking wake my son up at like 2 or 3 a.m. when I was laughing at it.
Listen, I hate being forced to be humble because that was a good fucking joke, okay?
It was a great
and
joke.
It's not entirely like my original thought. I tweaked it from someone else, and art is just modifying what somebody else gives you.
Listen, in the era of nostalgia where we all just relive old things we used to love and how they're the same thing.
I mean, be.
Bro, Power Rangers turns 30 this year, and it's a huge fucking deal for me. Like,
what was we talked about VHS tapes last week.
Oh yeah, the 3 VHS tapes.
Yeah, the Power Rangers. There was one with like I never owned Power Rangers. Yeah, tell me.
I have to describe it better, but I can tell you what it is.
There was like an octopus guy or like a squid guy or something, and I feel like I was watching it at a New Year's party, so it didn't have to do with New Year's, and it didn't have to do with Christmas or space. I don't remember much. No, it's if you showed me like scenes from it.
Probably. I could probably find like a list of all squid monsters from all of Power Rangers history and narrow it down.
True.
It's actually
I couldn't even tell you
impossible.
I was like 4 when I watched this because Power Rangers wasn't my.
Now we can do some math. You see here, Eski. So if you were born,
I said like okay. I was born in 95.
Right, so that would put you in roughly 99 to 2000 ish.
Yeah,
which would put us only released up to.
Oh, you're reverse engineering.
Seasons. Yeah, I can figure all this out if I wanted to. I'm not going to right now, but anyways, no, you guys saw that in the thumbnail of the last episode. My 3 tapes were like, it was honestly Barney when I was younger, but then like that rotated out when I got older.
Yeah.
So I threw that in there too. And then Billy Madison, and then there was the specifically the VHS tape was the Green with Evil story arc, which is 5 episodes from Mighty Morphin. It starts at episode 16. It's when Tommy first comes in, And then by the end of it, Tommy is a good guy now. So it was
geez.
it's like the 5 episodes that like his main story is one of the best stories probably like ever told within the actual genre of Power Rangers, I think. Even
And
to
so
this day.
like I'm fronting like I know anything about it, but I engaged with it at such a young age. Like it's an English made thing. It's not a dub over a Japanese cartoon.
Well, it's not a cartoon. It's tokusatsu.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I don't mean
so
cartoon, but Japanese show.
Japanese property is the word you're looking for. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I didn't like. They're American actors? I feel like I remember seeing. Their masks
let's explain
yeah.
this. Okay, so in the 1980s, this dude named Haim Saban went to Japan. He was on a trip because he was doing business over there for some bullshit, and he saw what was I think 5-Man, which is one of the series that has ran in Japan of this thing called Super Sentai. And it was this team-based show. So Sentai means team in Japanese. And basically what it would be, it started in 1975, and then it was suspended in 78, came back again a couple years later, and then it's carried on forever since. Basically, it is it's like a team of like 3 to 5. It's episodic. It runs usually for a whole calendar year, 52 episodes, plus some specials, etc. And it's all about the transformation and the teamwork thing. And then eventually, because of one Spider-Man, actually, we had the giant robots, the Zords, introduced. That was something that was added in the Japanese Spider-Man TV series. He had this giant spaceship that was called Leopardon. It turned into a giant robot and fought big monsters in Japan. And it was badass. And then they tried that out in Sentai shows, and it worked. And then 5-Man was shipped around for quite a while, actually, by Haim Saban, and it didn't work for years. And then in 92, they did another trip over to Japan, and he saw the most recent one, which was Zhu Ranger, and that became the Japanese footage they would rip for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
And what you would see was times where they would cut they would film American actors, right? And those American actors would like they would
like the exposition almost.
Right. They would do the story stuff, they would do all the suit off stuff, and they would morph, and then it would be Japanese footage cut in and dubbed over.
Okay.
Pretty good actually for what it was.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a huge fan of it. They to this day have used Sentai footage every year since for 30 years, and now actually we're entering a new era where they are no longer partnered with Toei out of Japan, and we are not going to be using Sentai footage and Sentai suits. We're making our own suits and doing our own thing starting this very fall.
And it's still up to date now.
Yeah, we've had some little bit of story, like not lore, but like this is the story of how like the production went. It was Saban and it was Fox for a long time. For like the first like I don't know,
because I do feel like I never saw it on WBN or Kids WB. I would see it on
it was on Fox at first, cartoons, and then it went to like ABC Family eventually, and then it went to Disney in the early 2000s, and that was. Oh God, I don't remember exactly which season it was. But it was like 2003, 2004. It almost got canceled by Disney. It made its way back to ABC, and then they did a reboot of like the old Mighty Morphin footage, but then cut with like a shit frame and weird goofy effects to make it 1080p. And then it got revived because Saban Entertainment bought back the rights to the show. And it went to Nickelodeon for a little while in 2011, 2010.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And then actually up until 2018 was airing in Nickelodeon, and then it was extended to 2021, where then the first season of the most recent, which is Dino Fury, aired on Nickelodeon, and now it's entirely global. It's globally distributed otherwise, but like it's English is Netflix now.
Yeah.
Because Hasbro got the rights after the toys after Bandai stopped making that. I want to with them because Bandai and Toei are affiliated. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. I know there was a reason we were talking about this. I feel like other than my childhood
VHS
nostalgia.
Tapes.
Yeah, but I want to talk on something that just popped into my head.
Let's go, buddy.
The amount of like chance that went into what shows kids our age engaged with. Based on if you had like local TV or if you had cable.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that was a huge difference. I actually didn't have cable.
I can speak very interestingly on that topic.
Yeah.
Particularly.
Yes.
I am a kid from split homes.
Oh,
So
gotcha. So
I
one parent had
Yes,
cable and one
for
parent had
many
the.
moons, my mom
Yeah.
only had regular basic cable until I was like probably 7, and then in my dad's
Yep.
house we always had Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, whatever.
Yeah.
Especially Nickelodeon. So being a Nickelodeon kid at my dad's house, but then at my mom's house, I was just not a Nickelodeon kid. Like I didn't get to watch Rugrats all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
weird.
And also like I think they had a Fox Kids that was on regular TV, but like I didn't have any exposure to Disney. I guess I saw SpongeBob when it first came out, but I distinctly remember when we got DirecTV for like 1 or 2 years, and then my parents were like, "This is way too fucking much money," and I like watched SpongeBob for the first time, and like I was like, "What is this? This is crazy." And I'm like probably 8
Roberto
or 9 at this point.
Esponja. Yes, sir.
but I grew up watching just Saturday cartoons on Kids WB, and then that was it.
So I'm
like,
gonna fuck your
Pokemon.
brain really quick with a
Yeah.
TV show that you've forgotten about, but I'm gonna revive it. What do you remember
Get
about
ready,
the show Card
listeners.
Captors?
I don't think I do.
It was around during the Yu-Gi-Oh era. It was like right at the beginning of the Yu-Gi-Oh era. So you would have been probably, I don't know, like 7, 8 years old.
Card Captors.
Yes, Card Captors. This show was great, but it was a whitewashed version of another show called Card Captor Sakura, which is significantly better. So here's the thing. They thought that this show was not going to sell well in America, and they gave like characters, like they had a male character. I can't remember his name right now, even in the shit version of the 4Kids dub. But
Yeah.
it's just like a Japanese name. It's like Shun or something. It's like not even like really hard to say. And I remember this distinct period in time where they gave characters like very Americanized names. Like Joey Wheeler is the big example, right? And then
From
eventually
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Joey
they just
Wheeler,
realized
yeah.
around the Naruto time that we can fucking say the
We can actually
names.
just keep the
we could
actual
just say
original name.
Sasuke.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could just say it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
let's not have like a Brooklyn accent for every person, or like
I could not
'Cause,
believe, thinking back
yeah.
on that was like a thing we actually did. Like
Yeah.
completely whitewashing titles, names, and then accents on top. Like what the fuck?
yeah,
man?
that's crazy. Because
4Kids
one,
is
it's
a
probably
bad
just because
place.
I don't know what we had for kids television at that point. Like Nickelodeon was still getting its roots. There's this whole crazy video on the development of Disney Channel and how it went from like just replaying like cartoons into what it is now, which is like a content media machine for children.
Do you remember when
But-
the Disney Channel launched? I remember when the Disney Channel launched.
It was 90 something, right?
97. Yeah. 98.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember because I didn't have cable till 2001.
Dude,
And
do you
then
have Disney
2002.
Plus now?
I do. Yeah.
There's a section on the movies thing for the Disney Channel original movies, and I highly encourage you on this coming, because this will be day of release will be the day before St. Patrick's Day. Go
Okay.
watch The Luck of the Irish.
Luck of the Irish. Yeah.
That
okay.
movie is so fucking good.
This
but
is
so
your
fucking
tradition,
bad.
but we have to rank our Disney Channel original movies.
Oh, we could just draft them real quick.
Draft
that's
them. That's
that's
what
the
I'm
method.
saying.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
draft them.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put a button before we do our draft here. We're gonna say
Okay.
first off, thank you everybody for listening. Like,
Mhm.
comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell if you don't mind. You know,
You got a big dick if you do that. All right.
Yeah.
Grow
also,
your dick 6
check
inches.
the comment section of the Joe Rogan video we posted
Mhm.
because it's fucking based.
We could use some support here. We're getting hate rated, guys. Okay.
I don't think
We need your
that's
help.
happening. I think we're fine. But
I'm just kidding.
uh,
No, you got to engage them. Okay.
no,
You got to.
I do
want to.
purpose. I want to put 2 buttons beyond the draft. I want to talk about YouTubers. Okay, next
Okay.
general YouTubers, and then I want to talk about that person, but like very vaguely, the story
Sure.
I have about that. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
first off, let's do our draft.
Okay.
You can have the first pick. I will allow it.
I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's Doggone Days or Doggone is what it's called. It's about a black kid that trains a golden retriever, and like he's like this horrible golden retriever, but then he like trains him to be in the dog competition. It's a really cute story. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm
That
gonna Jamie
movie,
myself.
that's fine. Jamie will have to, assist you and give you the info. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: Dog Water fucking first draft. I don't even know what movie that is,
Okay.
but I can tell you
It's
what movie
Disney
mine
Channel
was.
originals. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, Brink. Number 1. Brink is fucking the bangerest of banger Disney Channel original movies. Brink is about inline roller skating, brother. It's fucking hype. It's about competitive rollerblading.
Brink, we talked about this before.
Dude, Team
I remember
Pup and
this now.
Sons, shout out. That's all I gotta say about that. No, it's basically Andy Brinkman wants to be a fancy competitive skater or sorry, rollerblader, not a skater. And he has to go through trials and tribulations. Great movie, highly recommend. A1 steak sauce, 10 out of 10.
So we're gonna go back to my number one.
Yep.
We're gonna put the name in.
Yep.
It's Life is Rough. That's the name of it.
Yes,
Life
good,
is Rough.
good.
Not Doggone.
All right. And now you're number 2.
My number 2 has to be High School Musical.
Trash. However, I have interesting news
2.
about that one.
Okay.
High School Musical 2?
Yes.
Okay, first
It was
off,
like-
Bet on Me by Troy's Bet on Me is just an amazing song. Dude,
No,
amazing song.
it's an unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was the peak of Disney Channel. Like the most tuned in. I got my entire
yeah.
family on the High School Musical series. We were behind with the first one, but we got to watch that premiere night. That was an incredible experience for me. So
I was at a campsite in Steelville, Missouri, where they had a cabin and they had a TV the night of the premiere, and I asked them to turn it on. They're just like, "Oh, absolutely!" And we all watched High School Musical 2's premiere.
That's fucking crazy.
There was a CRT, dude.
You were like one of 3 in Steelville, Missouri, because all those other hicks were still using.
I mean, it was a campsite. It was like a campsite. I think it was it's like a campsite / resort. Like they have you can camp, but also it was they have cabins, and then you also have this massive dining hall they do their meals in, and it's actually quite nice for what it was.
Okay.
But yeah, I did fuck with that movie only because of that Troy song. That Troy song fucking bumps.
It was sick to watch in real time.
Speaking of, our old High Escuela is doing just one more production before. I don't know if you know it's under construction right now. Like they're rebuilding a whole second building.
Yeah, they're redoing everything.
Yeah. Our legacy
shape
is
was
dead. They painted over our hands many moons ago, for the record. Yeah, I know. My sister took a picture of it before it happened. She's still in school there. She's finishing up this year. But
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, I know.
Wait, is the original middle school who was at the high school, went to the middle school, went back to the high school? Is she still the director there? Or
I don't know.
Is that moved
I
on
don't
to
know.
someone else?
I don't know. But I do know this: they are doing High School Musical for their spring production.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Well, I may have to
amazing
travel home and check. Amazing.
You ever seen that? You ever seen the Destiny interview?
Yeah, with Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah, that one's crazy. Also crazy. We have a
slut.
Amazing. All right. Anyways, that's my number 2 Disney Channel original movie. Is that debate?
Is that debate with Destiny? Yes. Amazing.
Amazing. No, I'm gonna
really,
go with. Oh God, this is tough because there's so many good ones. I'm gonna say Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Okay.
I like that movie a lot, actually. I rewatched that with Sam recently. It's a winner. Eddie is a baseball kid, and he's the only good player on his team. And the Groundhogs can finally have a good year if Eddie stays focused. But then Eddie gets enrolled by accident into culinary arts class.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
And then he has to go against his.
But then he really likes culinary arts class because he makes good food. Because they always make Eddie dogs at their baseball season opener.
Aw.
And he makes really fancy hot dogs that are for his friends. And
so was this pre or post High School Musical? That's what I want to know.
I thought you were going to ask for your post 9/11.
No, Jesus.
I mean, that's a relevant question for Disney Channel movies.
What are the implications to LeBron's legacy with this question? Okay. My number 3, this is just a personal thing. I don't really have a defense for it other than it was my favorite growing up. I loved every time I got to watch it. Smart House was
that was my number 3, you bitch.
Fun. I'm sorry, but that movie was fucking
That's a great answer.
It is a great movie. Okay, well.
All right, well, guilty pleasure number 3, Phantom of the Megaplex, baby. Eat my balls. I love that movie.
You are just picking movies that I don't remember.
Phantom of the Megaplex was so good. So basically, it was about this kid who works at the movie theater, and he's got cool frosted tips, and he's trying to be the assistant manager, and he's trying to impress this girl at this movie premiere that's happening that night, right? But then they keep joking about the Phantom of the Megaplex is going to come and haunt the thing, and basically shit starts going down, bad shit starts happening. A whole plot ensues, and this is the time where they had really famous actors. I don't remember the name of the dude, but shout out the old dude who's in every. I think it might be Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey
Movie
Rooney, that's who it
Mason.
was. Yeah, Mickey Rooney,
Yeah.
dude. Super famous old school actor, right? And they had
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney as like the side character who they kept blaming he was like the Phantom of the Megaplex. And he's just like, I'm just some sweet old man who loves the films. And I was just like, let's go. Shout out Mickey Rooney before he passed away.
Good draft
So
there.
that's
okay.
Yeah. Easy.
Let us
peasy,
know in the
man.
comments your top 3.
Let us know why
original
we're
Disney
fucking
Channel
wrong.
movies. Yeah, true. Get aggressive. Get invested in the pod, guys.
Get mad about how we didn't mention any of the basketball movies, including Luck of the Irish or Doubled Up or
What was the one we're about to just talk about?
Go ahead. Probably say
the one Cadet Kelly, where you had Hillary Duff
Cadet
doing
Kelly,
the freaking rifling.
No. You had Cadet Kelly with Christy Carlson Romano of Even Stevens fame as well.
Wait, was there a Cadet Kelly too? Oh,
I don't
you're just
think
saying she
so.
was another.
No, she was Olive Drab, bro. She was the antagonistic other character.
Oh, that's right, Christy.
Olive Drab, dude. Get your
she
fucking
is so
references
hot.
right, bro.
Holy shit.
She's still doing podcasty things. I saw a video
wow.
where she interviewed the entire cast of Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
We got it one of these days. We're so far off from the buttons that we've put in.
Nah, we're good.
Nickelodeon
We got the buttons.
original. Yeah, I know, but what if? How many buttons exist? Wait, do you know about the paperclip machine? Have you ever heard of this concept?
Okay, go on.
Okay, so you build a robot
Okay.
that is slightly sentient, but he follows orders. And your task for him is to make paperclips because you work in an office and you're always running out of paperclips and the order form is lost and blah blah blah. So he starts making paperclips. But what ends up happening is that he is smart enough to where he realizes like ways and intricacies that he can make more paperclips by like, taking like bits of the carpet and he can compress those into whatever. And then he expands his operation. And then he no longer is making paperclips just for you. He becomes the #1 paperclip dispenser in the entire world. But he doesn't have an end and he's too big to listen to you now. So he actually starts looking outside of Earth for resources to keep making these paperclips. Then he starts sacrificing human lives. And eventually his operation gets so big to where he's consumed all of the conceivable universe to make paperclips. And it's an exploration in the consequences of like requests that we make from stuff with a being that doesn't value like human life.
This is the complex version of a genie problem where you wish for something and it's just like not what you think it actually is supposed to be. Yeah. That's hype. Number 1. Number 2, if I made that robot and that happened, mission's successful. Like,
true.
Based.
Ending the entire species in a pile of
The man did not stop for
paperclips.
his mission. He did
Yeah,
not ever.
true.
He never quit. And I appreciate
Sorry, I just thought of how
tenacity,
many buttons exist, and then for some reason, how many something exists.
How many buttons? How many paperclips exist in those buttons? Oh, this is just the wheels versus doors thing all over again.
It's
hate
wheels and doors all the way up.
Nah, and it's fucking. What was the one thing we said it was like 20 episodes ago?
It's turtles all the way down.
It's turtles all the way. Yeah, it's wheels and doors all the way up. Turtles all the way down.
Yeah,
that was dude. That episode is fucked up. I look back at it and I'm like, wow.
Make sure that you guys go check that episode out.
It's just turtles all the way down.
What is the
thumbnail has Salamance being accused of being a racist and a transphobe, and it has Grimace being a tax evader, or maybe it's the other way around. But
I can't remember what the drink that he named it was. It was like redneck Kool-Aid or something. I don't know.
My cousin's great. He's a character.
It was fucking fantastic.
I need to get him set up with like everything proper. He actually has this great idea for content right now. I'm not gonna just not leak this, but I'm gonna leak it. He posts on Facebook a lot because he's who he is and he's just how he communicates with his network of people. And he had this idea where he would like on Saturday nights just stream from like midnight to 6 a.m. And he would do like a call-in show. And he would just take it. I'm like, that's a great idea. Like that's a very funny, fantastic. Do it. And he's like, I want to do this. And I was like, I know how to do everything other than set up a phone line thing for it. If we can figure out how to do that, we can probably get set up.
A call screener would be good, or like understanding how to like eject somebody real quick would be great.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But like other than that, it can't be too terribly difficult. So he wants to do that, and I think that it would be really cool. And then by that logic, I can also get him a webcam set up and be like, "Hey, dude, come on the Discord server and record an episode every now and then."
Yeah, true. Yeah, or we could like join in or something, or that'd be fun. That'd be fun as fuck.
Oh, absolutely. He's great.
But number 1, let's get the
YouTuber. Who is the
YouTubers out of the
YouTuber
way.
you have that's like in your back pocket that you absolutely love that like you think is unheard of, deserves to get that extra bump? I can start if you don't have one.
Us from our wide audience. There's a no. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I have one very particular one. I always shout about anytime I can. His name's
So like
Leo
a really
Vader.
underrated YouTuber is called Nerd City. I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, but I don't
Nerd
think he has a
City.
million subscribers. And he does like the craziest deep
Wait, is
dives
that
I've ever seen in my life.
Is that by definition where we stand on 1 to 10 as big versus small YouTuber?
No, I mean it's a good threshold for like, are you a mainstream household name or not? I feel like. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of YouTubers that like have a million subs that no one knows about.
Okay.
But he does like
Got some-
like deep dives into like how not content machines work, but he did a thing where he
Oh, he's got one on
basically
Lily
made
Pons. He's got one on
Jake Paul merch and
Yeah.
make like an Instagram model. There was like a 3-time
This is cool.
series. He's really like very
Yeah, I'm actually shopping and subscribe unironically right now.
Yeah.
to him.
it's a super like dedicated and he doesn't like shortcut anything. He turns over every stone. He hasn't released a video in like 2 years.
Oh yeah,
but
1
he-
year ago it was the worst YouTube. It was on J Station basically.
Yeah, which that was kind of a weird turn for him, but his channel's great. I love everything that he's put out, and you know,
Okay.
all of his videos are top notch.
So this is good. I like this. Nerd City.
Let's
seems
hear yours.
pretty-
You said
Leo
Vader.
Vader. Leo Vader. Yep. The first video I watched of Leo Vader's that really fucked my brain real good was not the Now You See Me video, although that one is very funny. The first one I saw, let's see, hang on, let's see. He's got 165K subs. I started
Holy
going
shit.
into him I found him when he was about 15K subs.
Nice.
He was a little guy when I first found him. And what is the video that I saw? Oh, here we go. The first video I saw was the cereal mascot power level tier list. It is so fucking good. Like, I could not believe how well done
All
this
right.
video was.
I'm going to add it to my watch later.
Yeah,
I'm holding you
it's
to
an
that.
absolute must-watch banger. I cannot believe how good it was. And there's some better ones that came out later too, like Gamer Rage, and he has some other ones that are a little older. Like Ketchup Good or Bad is a good one. Are the Magicians and Now You See Me wizards or what? That's a
Oh
great
my
video.
God, dude.
Yeah, he's got some really good content for being this like small of a YouTuber. Yeah,
There's a YouTube channel. We're in YouTube land right now, so we're just gonna sit here for a second.
YouTube. All right, man.
There's a YouTube channel that has only posted like 6 videos. Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to find it. They made real life recreations of Garfield comics, and they have like a really surrealist, like very. It's a very weird vibe that they create. So that was like their first 3 videos were like 3 creations of a Garfield comic, and then they didn't do anything for like 10 years. I'm not kidding you. It was like a really fucking long time. And then the next video that they uploaded was they put out a thing to their audience where they say, call this number between these dates and these dates, and we're going to record your voice, and you are consenting to being put in a YouTube video. And then what they did was they had this like looping scene where I can't think of, it's not John Garfield. Tom Arbuckle, is that the guy's name?
John Arbuckle.
John Arbuckle is sitting in his couch. Someone knocks at his door. He answers the door. A robot is there, and it plays like a voice recording. And then he sits back down. And then someone knocks on the door, and it's like an hour long. And it's all building up to like this short film at the end of it, which I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm not going to be able to tell you what it is. So you're going to have to continue this while I find it real quick.
It's all good.
I'm
Do you
gonna be
guys remember
listening intently.
Garfield's Pet Force?
No.
What the fuck?
No.
Just my brain just dug this shit up. Garfield's Pet Force was a book series from the 90s, and they were like superhero versions of Garfield and his homies.
Jesus Christ.
There's a 2009 movie version of it also, but there was books, and I distinctly remember these. Like book 2, Pirate's Revenge. Yeah, dude. These were made by Scholastic. These are Jim Davis books. He's got, like The Outrageous Origin, Pirate's Revenge. Yeah,
I found it. We are going to link this video in our description. I'm going to make sure that happens. It's not an hour long. It is a 4 hour and 40-minute long video called Sex Survey Results. And the entire purpose of the video is for the person to show how not funny he thinks the creative Garfield was. That was the point of it.
That's fun.
But I just linked you the video. It's worth kind of clicking through a little bit and then waiting until like the final scene happens, or if you've got 4 hours where you want to go insane for a little bit.
Bro, my brain is absolutely fucked by this Garfield thing.
I'm telling you, dude, it's nuts. I don't know if you're watching something right now, but
no,
let's get to the.
I'm sending an image to you in Discord to like unfuck my brain right now from what I'm seeing, because this shit's crazy. That is what I'm tripped up on. Is that image? Is the superhero lineup of Garfield's Pet Force. And also, I want to make note of the cat on the right is just absolutely fucking thick with it. And that's crazy. I am not a furry, but Jesus Christ, dude.
I mean, everyone thought about it with Roger Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit?
Jessica Rabbit from Roger Rabbit's.
Yeah, dude, that shit was just blatantly porn. Isn't that crazy?
What was the one thing from the book fair that you always wanted that you could never have because it wasn't a book?
Nothing.
Yeah,
my mom shout out my mom. She probably let me get that shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, well, to us non-spoiled run. I'm sorry.
No, I just can't remember anything that I really didn't get that I wanted, because usually I did want books though. I liked books. I like books still. I still have books I've gotten from Scholastic book fairs. So
they had the I do too. I have a couple in my keepsake.
I bought myself
do you have a keepsake chest?
Yes, but no. Okay, let me explain. I have like a chest thing where I can put my keepsakes in, and I have like other little like wooden boxes that go inside that do have keepsakes in it right now. Mm-hmm. But some of my other things like that were in that keepsake box have now actually been put on like shelves or things like displayed in the house. Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of just dispersed.
Like 50-gallon tubs sitting in my closet, and I can't bring myself to get rid of any of it. And it's a mixture of like my science homework from 5th grade that I was like really proud of, to like, books and stuff that I read all the time.
My 4th grade second place science fair project on cacti and which liquid works best with them.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah.
All my trophies from soccer and all my participation trophies from basketball, because we got last place every season.
Wait, did you have accelerated reading in your elementary school? AR is what it was called.
I'm sure we did. I don't think I did it though.
You had to take tests on like books that you read, and you could get points and then spend them at the end of the year.
I didn't do that, but I know people who did do that. I didn't do it because I liked to read, but I didn't like the measurement of reading being like a metric. I just wanted to read.
I gamified it, and then funny story. It was a system that tracked your student ID through your elementary school.
Shout out the student ID system.
Yeah, true.
I still use that shit all the time.
Dude, it's actually
6-digit number, right?
Yeah, 6-digit number that is still used for stuff today.
It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Bro, have you ever made a password by chopping up the number sequence and then putting like letters in between or words in between, and then like
No, wait, can you give me an example of like what password you're using?
The first 3
right
digits, like a 5-letter word, a special character, and then the last 3 digits. Yeah.
So, wait, we're spinning off into nostalgia land here.
We're good.
They had a system change when I was in 4th grade, and I didn't realize it until I was in 5th grade. The system kept track. What you'd do is you'd like enter in your PIN number, you'd enter in the book's code, it would have a test ready for you. You'd take the test, and it would give you, your score, and it would just basically quiz you on like what happened in the book. And then there was points associated with it, so that like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was like 130. A Berenstein Bears book was like 1 or something. And so if you got a 80% or higher, then you got the points for that. And so I was like saving up my points for when I was in 5th grade, and they had like this store that you could really use it for stuff. And then I found out that you could retake tests that you weren't supposed to, because they would lock you out from taking a test on a book once you had passed it or whatever.
Interesting.
So my fifth grade year, I like looked through my entire history of every book that I had taken a test on before, and I like doubled my point count, and then like frantically read a bunch too, and I think I came in like first or second place in my class for that, for like having the most
Gross.
book reading points. Yeah,
What a fucking nerd.
Scumlord. Yeah, listen. All right.
So by the time I was in fifth grade, I was playing video games like a cool kid, and I was getting bitches. No, I'm kidding. I was not.
I had an N64, and that was no. I might have had my PlayStation 2 then.
I had both my
I don't
N64 and my PlayStation 2 at that time.
Okay, keep flexing.
Top
'cause
three
I had both
PS2
of them
games.
too.
Let's do that draft now. Let's roll it, baby.
Burnout, Takedown.
Burnout 3 Takedown.
Number
That's a
one.
good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good answer. That's like my number 3 probably. Kingdom Hearts 2, number 1. Easy peasy.
I swear to God, we've done this already.
No, it was it was old games. Because we did the whole like Fire Emblem, Kingdom Hearts bullshit
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did
that was-
Nintendo. Yeah. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is number 2 has to be Jack 3. What a fucking
I never
they
finished a
introduced-
Jack and Daxter game ever.
Oh my
Because
God.
I picked
Jack
this
3.
superior franchise. Ratchet Deadlocked would be my number 2.
Okay, yeah, Ratchet and Clank is great.
Ratchet
sure.
Deadlocked is such a good game. I cannot get my fucking emulator to work right now with it, or any of my PS2 game ISOs, by the way, and I'm a little pissed off.
Yeah. Well, somebody will figure it out, or there will be a different website that comes up. Number 3,
True.
PlayStation 2 game. I'm leaving so much out. This needs to be a 5-length one. I think it's Tony Hawk's Underground. I think that game was
Tony
like,
Hawk's Underground 2 is the better one of that too.
I never played 2, so I don't even know. You could beat the shit out of no, scratch that. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland was a PlayStation 2. We can't really count that because it's not PlayStation 2 exclusive.
Guitar Hero 2, bitch.
Okay,
That's a
all right.
PS2 exclusive.
That is a PlayStation 2 exclusive, and that was a
Actually, I
fire
think it was on
fucking game.
360 at one point also, but the Guitar Hero 1 was also on PS1 or PS2 only, and that game was sick. I had Guitar Hero 1. I actually played Guitar Hero 1 since Guitar Hero came out. Like
We did too.
I
We
should
broke our
actually
strum
get-
bar.
I should really get back into that.
No, we didn't break the strum bar. It was a plug-in connection because they didn't have wireless in the first one, so it actually plugged
yeah.
in like a controller into your system.
Oh,
And because of the way that we played, the wire like kinked and it wouldn't always like
Yep.
connect.
you talk about it was the Red SG one, right?
I feel
Or
like
which
it was
guitar?
the white. I feel like it was the white one.
The white Les Paul.
Wasn't there a white? We might have had the Guitar Hero 2 controller, and then we also played Guitar Hero 1. It was the one that looked like the No, it's not the like V-shaped one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it is the round one. I don't know anything about
I'm gonna
guitars.
send you a link right now.
I'm a
also
drummer
on-
boy.
Oh, there you go. I did used to have this one. You can find this on eBay now. This is the one I used to have. This is the wireless one you could buy that came out between Guitar Hero 1 and 2's releases.
They had different colors of this design, right? Because I feel like mine
don't
looked
think
like
so.
that a little bit.
No, I think
It's
this
the
one.
shape
This
of
one
the-
was the one with like the weird off, like cut upward. But
Yeah,
I
no,
used
I
to
don't-
play the Beast and the Harlot behind my head on that fucking little thing, that little wireless guitar,
Jesus.
standing on top of our coffee table in the basement, like a little degenerate.
Could you beat every song on Expert in Guitar Hero 2?
Oh yeah, definitely. Took me a long time,
He-
but
I
free
did.
bird,
I
baby.
never. I never mastered them. I was just a pleb. I didn't. Oh my God, I forgot the best game that I said was like top video games of all time. I guess it doesn't count. Baldur's Gate: Dark Alliance.
Dude, Baldur's
What a
Gate 3,
fucking-
let's go.
I'm so excited for that, and Diablo 4 too.
Yeah, actually, Diablo. So, day of release, the episode Diablo 4 beta for the early access will be live. So I will be streaming that actually.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah, if you
that
pre-ordered,
many days?
if you pre-ordered the first day of access is Friday. I
Look
will
at
be
me.
playing on Friday. I
you
pre-ordered.
know,
I paid
you
the
know anything
$100
about-
for the highest version. I have no shame.
Jesus Christ.
I do not
I'm-
believe in. Hang on here. Yeah, I have said so many times on this podcast, never pre-order a game. No Man's Sky, fucking Cyberbunk, like every reason not to pre-order a game.
Watch
Pre-order
glitches.
Dude,
2
yeah, of course,
and 1.
bro. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be.
Wait, I'm
bugs,
referencing.
but-
I'm referencing Watch Dogs. I'm referencing
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Watch
What-
Dogs. What a fucking terrible game. Yeah, no, I will pay for the collector's edition of Tears of the Kingdom, for Legend of Zelda, but I don't know if
Boo.
what.
Well, hear me out.
Come on.
This is a game that is $70 base. Diablo 4 is $70 base. So if I'm gonna pay $70 for a game, why not just pay 30 more and get the collector's edition?
Yeah, so essentially I'm paying double because it's 60 for the Nintendo game, and then the collector's edition is like 130 or 140.
Right.
So
And
a
that's
little
a
over double.
different thing. Like, but their collector's editions for Nintendo stuff is different ball game. You know what I'm saying?
I don't actually know what's in it. I know that like if I'm ever gonna buy a collector's edition for a Zelda game, it's gonna be this one probably.
True.
Because I played Breath of the Wild on the Switch for the first time. I didn't even play it on the Wii U. But anyway,
Wait, Breath of the
we have
Wild
a
was on the
button.
Wii U?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that it was on the Wii U. I mean, I believe it.
That it was what delayed the making of the Switch. I think was Breath of the Wild, or maybe the Switch was what delayed the making of Breath of the Wild. But there was some consideration that Nintendo was making for it to be on both of them. That in the same way that Twilight Princess fucked with the GameCube and the Wii, because you remember Twilight Princess came out
No,
on
I
both
remember
consoles.
that. I couldn't.
I'm almost
Oh
positive.
yeah,
it was
no,
on
you're
the Wii
right.
U.
It was published and developed. Wow, for the Nintendo Switch and Wii U consoles, 2017. That just
Yeah,
it's been 6 years. You know, so just
Yeah.
it makes me realize that that system has been obsolete for 6 years.
it was obsolete the day it came out. But yes, there
The
was
Wii U
there
was
was
fucking
interesting.
rough, dude. That was a aggressively bad console, honestly.
Well, at that time I wasn't investing in new consoles, so like I pretty much locked in my engagement with video games to whatever our family computer could hold, and then the Wii. And then like I got a laptop like my junior year in high school, so
Yeah.
then I would like watch a lot of people play shit, and I got Project 64 and stuff, so I would fuck
Yeah.
around with Ocarina of Time ROMs and stuff. But
Yeah.
but I totally missed the Wii U phase, and then like I did not get a Switch when it first came out. It looked fucking lame as fuck, and now that I have one, I'm like, holy shit, this is like the best thing.
No,
ever.
I played 1-2 Switch for the first time, and I was like, this game is fucking ridiculously stupid. Like, this is the
Yeah.
worst thing I've ever seen. And that's because, you know, the Wii kind of revolutionized gaming a little with the Wii U, or sorry, with just the Wii Sports release. And how
motion
it-
controls
like,
and stuff.
like, I don't know if you ever watched Scott the Woz before?
No.
Huge YouTuber. Like, very big.
Shout outs to Scott, big supporter of the channel. Thank you.
Yes,
Scott.
yes. Thank you, Scott the Woz, listener of the podcast.
Yes, correct.
No, but Scott makes like good retro gaming videos, and he talked quite a bit extensively about this idea, like at length in one of those videos. But
The impact that the Wii had on
bundled
like,
games,
going
like
forward.
games being bundled with like consoles or like with pack. Like, yeah, very interesting concept. Some of the best ones in my opinion. Gonna say Wii Sports number 1. But number 2 for me was the Nintendo DS, the original DS release. The Costco, there was a bundle that you could get Mario Kart 7 or 6, whichever one it was for the DS, and you could get a red DS.
Oh,
It was
Jesus.
the only way to get a red one at the time. I got that
Was
shit
it-
for my birthdays. I was
Am
so
I
happy.
crazy? Was there a Pikachu N64 bundle for the Hello Pikachu?
Oh yeah, that was a
that
huge
it?
one. Yeah.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah, that one was
then-
garbage though, because Hello Pikachu was a terrible game. It was
It
not
was
good.
awful.
It was
You
really
had to
bad.
speak Japanese. Sorry, I can't do that. I'm not racist.
Yada yada dase o Christmas.
I don't know Japanese, so I'd just be making up
Uh,
symbols that sound like
Chotomate.
Japanese. So,
I know that one. Chotomate.
so we have a button that we can get to. We can continue going into the video game land.
I'm
Do you want to save
just
the
gonna,
button?
I'm just gonna let's see. Take a little scroll over here and see if there's anything interesting that happened this week over the ideas channel. We'll do the button really quick, and then we'll go into our big topic that you wanted to talk about actually, because you had one that
Okay.
we should definitely talk about. So I guess 2 things. Number 1, St. Louis Battlehawks football team, secondary league XFL, doing very very well.
I've heard, and they're
sold out
filling
their
the
first
fucking
home game.
stadium.
Yeah, they didn't have the upper
Yeah.
ring apparently, but they did fill the first home game. Sold out.
Yeah,
They won. I think they're 3-1 in the league now. But more importantly, there's a figure I would like to talk about who I've seen on the sidelines, possibly in the footage, going by the name Excalibur Battlehawk. He is a gentleman who dresses in full knight regalia, but is covered in feathers and bird talons and things like that. He carries a sword around. He is the Excalibur Battlehawk, the unofficial mascot.
I'm pulling up a picture of him right now.
Holy shit.
Holy
Do
shit.
I fucking love this guy. Like, this is the thing I love about St. Louis Spirit and like what we have going on when we have like a good sporting like event. Like we have some charisma. We have something to offer. So I'm really excited to see that team do well. It makes sense also, if you didn't know this, in 2020 before everything collapsed, when they had their first like run of their season, they were the most successful team by like 40 times over the next organization in the XFL. As far as merchandise sales and like crowd events.
Is XFL like minor league football, or is
yes,
it
but it's owned by
football?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, interesting.
Yes,
and it's not the lingerie football with girls in bikinis and shoulder pads.
It's second tier football, but it's actually fucking badass.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a bunch about it. I had a buddy who, nobody cares about this. No one is a musician that listens to this. But if you are, show yourself in the comments.
I'm a musician. What the fuck?
I know you're a musician. I'm just kidding.
I have to listen back to this shit.
I was talking to somebody who was communicating with the director of the XFL to start the XFL drumline. And we were gonna like do the halftime shows and stuff, because I was actually part of the Rams drumline in St. Louis the last 2 years before they were no longer a thing. Which was fucking terrible. Like, you'd go to a Rams game and there would be like 60 fucking people in the stadium. It was just the most sad thing that I've ever seen in my life. It was really, really depressing.
Yeah, we were a horrible organization towards the end before they moved to LA.
Almost like they sandbagged it in order to make an offer in Los Angeles.
Wild how that works. Crazy.
Yeah.
That guy has also fucked up some esports orgs, because he owns esports orgs, if you didn't know that.
I had no idea.
He owns the LA Gladiators in the Overwatch League, bud.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Dude, what's with esports actually being a thing in high schools now? Like that's
Oh, did I tell you about that? My cousin actually plays for his high school. He's a Hanzo main for his Overwatch team. And he's on JV, but he should have been playing in varsity, because he's like, yeah, there's just too many seniors because there's no cuts. And he's like, I just didn't get to play, though I'm better than some of them. And I'm just like, it's tough, bro.
So do they have just like game? It's our Valorant team.
So they have like seasons. Yeah, they have seasons, and they have like teams for each like game or whatever. So like in the fall they did Overwatch and other stuff, and then now he's in the spring and they're doing he's doing Valorant actually. So he just picked up Valorant. He's about to turn 15 actually in a couple months, and I'm gonna have a whole Twitch channel.
There's a state esports league.
I don't know if
that's how it works.
I don't know if it's state regulated or if it's just several high schools
within the districts.
Yeah. So hear me out. Well, this is a private school too. So like,
okay.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That's pretty crazy. I wouldn't expect that.
But hear me out. A lot of schools realize that with the way like COVID happened and the effect of this. I actually talked to my aunt at length with this, because he used to be a soccer kid, my cousin, and he very recently went into doing esports starting last year rather than doing just regular sports and all. He's like really into.
Yeah.
And he's good. I mean, I used to play Overwatch with him on console, and I haven't played with him on PC yet, but we're talking about doing that soon. But basically, like, I knew the kid's cracked, and I explained to her like why I know he's cracked, because he plays Hanzo like as his main, right? I'm like, you're firing arrows in a gun game, dude. Like, you are calculating trajectory and distance traveling, and like you are
instead of just point and shoot. Yeah.
Exactly, you are.
Your
smart.
brain is so much bigger to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you are very good at what you do when you do it. And then he was like gonna do Valorant. He wasn't gonna do Valorant basically. And
well, I mean,
his coach kept encouraging. His coach kept encouraging him, like, try it. So his coach challenges him to a 1v1 with his like parents present, and then he fucking shit rolls the coach. And I'm just like, damn, Valorant child game. Play CS:GO like real man.
Yeah, true.
But true. I actually no, I was hype on it. I told him, like, because his 15th birthday's coming up in like, I don't know, 2 months. So I was like, hey, look, you're allowed to stream on Twitch when you're 15.
True. Yeah, I mean, it's now the question becomes, sure, the opportunity is there for the 15-year-olds to be like pre-rolling their Twitch careers or whatever.
Yeah.
But is that what we want?
For him, I
Go ahead.
do want that. Purely on this level, I think it's really important for young people to have an established, like, good relationship with how you earn money and like doing something you actually enjoy doing for money rather than doing things you purely hate doing for money.
Yeah, that's true.
I think sometimes you need to learn to do things for money that are not as desirable. But he's been running a power washing thing for a while over the summer.
Oh, so he's already naturally like hustle driven.
He is. That's why he's good at games he's good at too, because he hustles on them. He doesn't want to just fucking play a game. He wants to get better at a game.
Yeah.
So
I was trying to pull up this thing. I wanted to touch on it a little bit. There's a new study that came out that it said the number one job of ages 13 to 15, like the dream job, is being like a YouTuber or like a content creator.
Right.
And that's like it's very interesting to me, but the problem with it is you can like set out to be a lawyer and you have a track to make that.
right.
You don't necessarily have a track to like make a living from YouTube or Twitch.
So
I don't think.
let me explain when we talked about this conversation with him
Yeah.
when I talked to him about it.
Yeah.
I said, how interested are you in esports? And like, do you just do it because it's fun to do right now? Or do you actively watch esports as well? And he said, yeah, I actually do watch esports now. I've been watching quite a bit. I watched Overwatch League, but then I got into the Valorant stuff going on recently and the VCT. And I was like, okay, so you're actually watching. So you have an interest in the bigger, I go, you're not doing this just because it's the thing to do. You're doing this because it's something that actually interests you. And he's like, right.
Well,
So I explained to him there's two routes really when it comes to doing Twitch and ideas. You either do it because you are entertaining or you do it because you're good. Right? And I go, you're down the route of you want to be fucking good. He's like, yes.
Yeah,
and
true.
I go, okay. So if you want to do that, then what you should just do is just have a stream and do it as your hobby, because the thing is you're already coming home and you're playing more games to practice and getting better, and your parents are in complete support of that now. Like you have this advantage where you have them willing to look at their internet and say, is it good enough for you to do what you need to do on this? You have this advantage to practice as long as you're doing your work and you're like working hard at life. And he is.
Yeah.
He's a good young man. So for him to get this opportunity to just pop a stream open also while he does all this same shit he's going to be doing anyways, and he'll be number one, the hot shit on the block amongst his peers already, because there's like 20 or 30 kids he knows involved in the org of just the esports of the school, right? And that's an insulation layer there of knowing people who are interested in the same thing you are, right? And what he can do is go, hey, do your parents have an Amazon account?
Yeah,
and
true.
he can just go, all right, like come hang out. Like, he's hanging out with his friends in Discords anyways, doing practice lobbies and stuff. Now he can stream these practice lobbies if he wants to, or he can stream his solo queue time.
Yeah, I guess I should redact my question.
So basically my thought was, I really asked him the question, like, are you passionate about this? Are you like, I basically just picked his brain and I as best as I could. He gave me quite a bit of information. I was like, okay, I think you should pursue this because you're already going to be doing this anyways. And for you to have friends who will naturally come watch you and you get like 5 to 10 viewers easy, boom, you're there.
Yeah,
You've
which
done it.
is a cut above like
You've done
80% of all
exactly.
streams,
And it's going to be
right?
super easy to do with your esports buddies because they're all going to do it. And then how many of those buddies have parents who have Amazon Prime accounts?
Yeah.
You insulate yourself very quickly as making a part-time job out of this. And not saying it's going to be successful. You never do it for that reason. You do it for the reason of the love of the game. You love to do streaming. You love to do whatever. I love streaming. I love reacting to chat. It's like my favorite thing to do. While also losing Marvel Snap games, admittedly.
True.
I was having a shit stream the last time you watch.
I mean, I was present during the wins. Okay, I had to
Oh
keep
no,
bouncing
we
back
were all
and forth.
good. We were good.
Yeah.
There were some rough losses that stream, and you asked a very interesting question. Why don't I just play meta decks? Why don't I actually just play the best deck always?
It's
because
I
have ADD. I think.
Well, I just wonder, like, isn't and I feel like Hearthstone has the same thing with. I see Kriparian playing BGs, which I don't know what that is, but it's like a form of Hearthstone where it's not preconceived deck. You play the same thing every time. It's like random.
Right.
You, like,
so
use
I
currency
think
to purchase new cards.
I think that's like the whole appeal for a lot of card game players is things get kind of stale if you just run it back. But Marvel Snap is like successfully proven to be a game where running it back over and over the same deck and just getting better is like better for your
Yeah,
It's
and
the
it's
same way,
shorter too. It's not
like
20
it's like
minutes.
the learning
It's
path
like
for League
5.
of Legends. It's like learning one character and learning how all the other characters work around that one is a good learning base usually, and then learning new things from there is good. Kind of
Yeah.
works the same way in Snap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The problem is that I like new cards and I like combinations and I like
And trying to find the edge and being
just,
on like
it's
if
not
you
even
get start
doing
shit
this,
rolling
it's
people that no
like-
one else knows about.
Right, exactly. I want to build something that's like creative and not like something that anyone can expect typically, because that's the thing. You were asking this, like, am I predicting movements before they happen? And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
it's very easy to tell usually what deck was playing. And then immediately after it was a Patriot deck. And I was just like, see, here's this play. This is what they're going to do here.
Patriot the next hand. Yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, it's super predictable to a certain point. And that's where I get interested in like trying to make new combinations or new things. I did get a new card recently that makes it like pretty possible to do that.
We'll have to catch
so
that on
he's-
your
yes.
on your next Twitch stream.
I will be back soon.
That's a couple hours after this goes live, right? Is it that evening or is it the next day?
Ooh, that stream will be Diablo oriented, honestly.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
for another day.
yes.
I want to let's bloop, 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 a little bit. The thing that I want to redact about my statement is that you're not necessarily guaranteed or a not guaranteed success. There's a lot of people that are my age that want to create things, but they don't have a direction. And they think that like sitting and playing a game that they enjoy is like going to get them somewhere, which there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to, it's just like you said, you have to be good or you have to be entertaining. And no offense to anyone that is like trying really hard and isn't making it. A lot of people really aren't entertaining like they think. They're also probably not as good as like the people that are going to see like the best of the best. But if you're in it specific to your cousin, or it's your cousin, right?
Yep.
If he's like shit rolling people in his thing, he's already a cut above everyone else.
Yep.
He's made for that environment.
Yep.
But like the wide swath of people and this new like market surrounding like be a streamer, be a YouTuber, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like it's setting a lot of people up for disappointment, and that sucks because there is a lot that's to be offered, but the message always seems to like surround around you can be just like XQC and make millions of dollars and stuff, when it should be
no, you can't be just like XQC. No one can
well,
be just like
sure.
him. That's kind of
everyone knows that, but it's marketed in such a way like
no, I agree. It's like anyone can be a streamer because anyone can pull up a webcam and work a computer theoretically, right? But here's the thing: there is like certain like bars and threshold of like, can you be a streamer? What I mean is like when you get your first real hateful comment,
or
and like in a live chat, or you get like some shit
or you're
goes
having
down.
to moderate,
like how like those kind of situations are what really makes or breaks you. And
or
like for me,
you get
there
posted on a
was-
subreddit,
and
like people are shit talking you outside of your chat, and then you're now like having to monitor other sections to see what other people's opinions are of you and how's my
don't
don't.
True. Or just don't do that. Put the phone down and put the computer down and just don't care. That's actually something I had to learn. So the first time for me was like some person, I was watching the People's Court on a YouTube video and I was reacting to it and pausing it, and I was just like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. I think it would happen. I was like, ooh, like having a good time with it, right? I was enjoying myself. I had friends who were there, they were enjoying it, and someone came in and it was clearly someone and then someone with an alt. And they were like, this is bad content, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, whatever, weirdo. And then my screen pulled up. I saw the chat, so I clicked their name, and it pulled up a tab. And they clicked over, like, what was that? And I'm just like, oh, like, it was nothing big deal, blah, blah, it's that. And they're like, no, what was it? And so I pull it over. I'm like, it's your account, bitch. And I go, now look at this. And I go, what do you do? I go, you're 0 follower, Andy, 0 content.
My God.
And I'm just like,
get fucked.
I'm just like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're in my stream. I'm like, yeah, you can be here. There's no problem with that. But like, who the fuck are you? Like, where's your content? You literally have nothing. Because that's not my job. That's your job. I go, this isn't a job. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's your
You're
problem?
coming into my front yard and like yelling at me from the sidewalk.
That was the first time. And that was like, oh, that was fucking weird. And then like a couple other times I've gotten roasted here or there. One of the best ones is about my fucking hairline recently. And that one got me pretty good. And I was like, damn, bro, you got me good. Like, you cooked me up. That one was fair game. But the comment on my gameplay was wrong. Clearly. But then the second time was when I had to moderate that whole boxing situation from Creator Clash 1 last year. When I streamed part of that by accident for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, here's a Discord link, and then I had to do that. So basically, I was in this hostage situation where there was like 35 people in a Discord with me, all streaming and trying to watch it on like low quality because it kept like crashing more and more.
Oh
And
my god,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, I was like, all right, I gotta let everybody watch this. So like, I let them watch it. And I was just sitting here like face cam only, reacting to boxing with the audio only. But then I was watching it on Discord, like, dude.
You need to have like a mirror set up on a stand so that you can see like a section of the monitor.
Well, I was streaming part of the first fight, and there was like, it went from like, well, I was watching the weigh-in VOD on YouTube, and people thought it was like the weigh-in before, and so they kept coming in, and I was just like, all right, this is working, man. Like, are you gonna show the actual fights? And I was like, who knows, man? All right,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know, brother. Stay
Make sure you
tuned.
follow, yeah.
Right, and
Yeah.
then I was like at like almost 100 follows. I was like, guys, I need like 2 more. Come on, and then I got like 20, and I was like, all right, man.
He started gaming it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's so funny, dude.
It was good, but then it was bad very quickly. It went to like 300 views very quickly, and then it was like, whoa, this is way too much at once. And then I was like, guys, I have a mod who was not my mod. It was just me realizing how stupid this was, and I was just like, don't do this. So that moment for me was like, all right, I don't like inorganic viewership.
No, it's you have to like grow to what you can handle, because if you're thrust into it too fast,
So
you'll lose your fucking mind.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts.
The goal should always be longevity, not peaking.
Exactly.
I think.
And that's why we love the 1 to 10 listener, you know?
Yeah. You're here for the slow burn. You are not here for quick flashes and then nothing.
All right, we got a button and we got a topic if you're ready for it, because your topic is to hit for sure. So the button, that person that you messaged me, who was your first kiss in your sophomore year, was someone after my senior year I dated in that summer because I was in a very bad headspace. Yes.
Are we Eskimo bros right now? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, I don't think you did anything with her that would make you an Eskimo bro. And I'm not going to disclose that right now. But the point is, after that, all that happened, and I got mom did not like me after that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I
then got a job. I got a job at Papa John's locally up the street from there, and I had to deliver a pizza one time to
their house
on my first shift. On my first shift, and then she's like, "Oh, are you this?" I'm like, "Yes," and she goes, "Okay," and she had a tip of $4 in her hand, and she reduced it to $1, and I was just like, "God damn, bro, that's hurtful, that's hateful, man."
That is actually wild. That's actually bizarro world, like how connected. I wonder if everyone has this, right? Or if it's just the universe like bringing us together.
I don't know.
Chat, tell us about like a weird small world incident that you've had with someone that you started a podcast with. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ghost kitchens. Right?
Speaking of pizza,
yeah.
Do you actually know where your pizza is coming from, chat? That is the question.
Wait, what?
Now, do you know where your pizza is coming from? When you go onto your mobile app, because you're not calling people anymore who uses the fucking phone, you don't call someone, you go to a delivery app and you select a pizza.
Yeah.
And there is a trend that's happening. Just act like you don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Act like you're a listener that's never heard before.
I really don't know what's going on, actually. I feel like I don't.
I'm tying the concept of Papa John's and you delivering a pizza to your ex-girlfriend to the next subject, okay?
Okay.
Let me cook.
Okay.
Just let me cook.
I don't know what this marinara sauce has in it, but he's cooking.
There is a concept of a restaurant called a ghost kitchen, chat, okay? And I'm not gonna like go into this whole detail about it, but to sum it up, it's a place that doesn't have a customer front end. So it's not some place that you can go and sit down and order from.
You talk about that Mr. Bean burger?
Yeah, or hot tacos, or let's talk about it, or whatever. But what's happening is there are these places that are cropping up, which are like buildings that are being built specifically to house like 20 or 30 distinct kitchens that are all like to specific like types of food that get cooked. And then they're owned by these companies that have like 60 or 70 restaurants, quote unquote, that are cooking food within these like 10 kitchens. And then they're just capitalizing on like DoorDash or Uber Eats and stuff. So when you scroll on your Uber Eats and looking for pizza, it's not from a restaurant that you recognize or have ever heard of. You're probably ordering from a ghost kitchen. And you may find like 5 or 6 restaurants or 10 or 20 or in some really popular places like LA and New York, you might find like up to 40 restaurants.
So there's like,
in the
there's
same-
those ones which are like very distinct and like the same.
Mhm.
Like you can see it through like pictures and images and like on the menus and stuff,
Yeah.
and they compare them.
Yeah.
But then there's also like other major chain restaurants running secondary kitchens, which I think like that's fucking baller.
Dude, I noticed it at I ordered Chili's for pickup and I went through the back door.
It's just wings, baby.
And then there's a sign that is for a completely different restaurant inside the Chili's. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, oh, it's our mobile delivery app.
Yep.
So like you have to call the order from here. I'm like, inside of a Chili's? And this was before I even knew about ghost kitchens. This was like a year and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
The big restaurants now are also creating secondary operations that are using the same ingredients that they're getting from their distributors to like package it out and ship it a different way.
And here are my
It's-
top
it's-
3.
Okay.
Number 1, Conviction Chicken. Ran out of TGI Fridays. They have sticky fingers and boneless wings and wings with their boneless wings, bro. They have a Korean barbecue sauce. Go ham. Go ham all
It's
day.
like the secret menu for TGI Fridays, dude.
You can get it on the TGI Fridays menu also, but you can get it way cheaper.
Wait,
and
I
better.
don't have a list. I don't know any ghost kitchens in my area. I just know that they're a thing.
Number 2.
I have a
Um,
Mr. Beast burger up the street from me, actually.
That's out of Red Robin's, isn't it?
I don't know what it's out of. I just know that I searched on Uber
I also heard
Eats
it was
and
out of
there's a
Culpeppers, but I was like, doubt. I think
Mr.
Culpeppers,
Culpeppers
is a chain.
still a thing?
I guess it is. I don't know.
Pause.
Yes.
McGurk's.
What the fuck? Don't jerk McGurk's? What?
McGurk's. The Frisbee. The kids' meal on the Frisbee. You never ate there?
No.
It was like a burger joint. They had like 2 or 3 restaurants around the
Are
O'Fallon.
you talking about what's that shit place? Oh god, what's the place called? Sam can tell me right now. If she was here, she would tell me right now. Holy fuck. She's gonna be so mad when she hears this too.
It's just a sports bar. But they used to
They
used to
serve the
have,
kids meals on Frisbees, and they had this
on a
chicken
Frisbee.
sandwich that had it was dipped in honey mustard and it had onions and mushrooms on it, and it was fucking fire. What is that place called? Because it came back for a little bit. It was actually like operated as a ghost kitchen for a little while. Holy shit! Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta find this out.
Okay, we're pausing.
Entertain the audience.
All right, chat. We're gonna play for you a song from our good friend Neil Cicerega. We're gonna take the headphones off.
We got it. We got it. We got it. We got the name, boys. Kriegers. It was Kriegers.
Kriegers
Kriegers
is the name. It wasn't
Kriegers.
McGurk's.
It's Kriegers. Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking about the same thing, bro.
I don't think McGurk's was the right one.
Nope.
Do they still exist?
They did for a little bit during like 2019, 2020
During-
for COVID. And then they were like doing like you could pick up orders basically and you get like a closed like box meal with like the sandwich and
Aw.
shit. Dude, it was so good. It hit
Kriegers.
so fucking, they had the seasoning. They had the fry seasoning again.
Well, the thing that's most important about Kriegers is the pickle, because
No.
it is the kind.
Wrong. Pickles are bad.
You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
Pickles are bad, wrong.
No. There
Wrong?
are
You're
different
bad.
kinds of pickles. There are different kinds of pickles, and some of them are good, and some of them are amazing, and some
but
of them
most
are
of them
shitty.
are shit.
Okay, I'm telling you that Krieger's has a pickle. It's like the inside is like really light, and I can never find what kind of pickle this is, because when you think of a pickle, you think of like really dark green on the outside and then like kind of neon yellow on the inside, right? That's like a jarred pickle.
Okay.
But these are like almost like pale, almost like a newborn baby, right? And you bite into it, and it's like it's not just vinegar and salt, but it's actually like a little bit of flavor.
Okay.
I'm telling you, there's a specific kind of pickle
You tell me
that
this is
Krieger's
the
had.
brine cucumber.
maybe it's not a super
It's not quite pickled
brined
yet.
cucumber. I don't know. I'm saying
Well,
that was
wait, hang on.
top tier.
But pickles are just branded cucumbers.
Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about a cucumber that isn't like sitting in a jar for like 6
No, I get
years.
it. I get it.
But like, yes. So it's just
It's a pickle that's not quite pickled yet.
yeah, or mostly pickled, but not completely. I don't know. Speaking of another defunct restaurant, Chevy's.
Holy shit!
Do you remember Chevy's
Chevy's Fresh
with
Mags.
the sombrero
Oh yeah,
that they would serve the tortilla chips in?
what a concept! What a marketing ploy!
Ultimate thematic. I think there is still a Chevy's in Chesterfield. Maybe I feel like there's one. There has to be one or two.
I feel like I
But
fucked
that was
up
like
in
a
life
white
when I
chick.
didn't get into marketing. You know, I feel like we should be sitting back in line being like, "All right, Jim, what do you got?" We put the tortilla chips in the sombrero, salsa in the middle. Great idea.
Take my $60,000. Here's your salary, buddy.
What do you got,
just
Sal?
paid for it.
Let's
see. What have we?
we got a squirt bottle, put water in it, we put it underneath the fajita plate. It sizzles right before we take it out.
All right,
You done
it's
it
your
again.
turn. Frank, it's your turn. All right, so what if we made the tortillas in front of everyone, but it was just a machine that did it. It wasn't a person. It's just a conveyor belt that makes the tortillas. It drops the dough. It's just like Krispy Kreme. Everyone loves it.
I like it.
Because they did that. Chevy's had the.
Oh yeah.
They would make the tortillas on the thing, and it would like spin and conveyor belt and.
It was cool.
Good
It was
times.
very cool.
So
What other cool
Chevy's didn't have a
restaurants?
ghost kitchen, as far as I knew. But chat, be aware.
Would Chevy's had a ghost kitchen? What kind of food would they serve?
wha-
Here's the most obscure one. So let's talk about these. So number one, Pasquale's Pizza. That's a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm just gonna let you know. But here's the ones that throw me off. There's this one called Whoa Bow, and that's served out of Fazoli's locally. And I'm like, how are fucking steamed buns being served out of Fazoli's right now? This is crazy. And then there was a couple other ones that like blew my fucking brain apart about like just how they're actually serving food that way.
Why does Chuck E. Cheese need a ghost kitchen?
Well,
I
they've
guess-
had some
okay,
bad PR. They've had some bad press about how
Wasn't there
they
some shootings?
also they like reuse pizza.
Oh, wait, I remember that. It was like a whole controversy that didn't that end up
Thanks
being
Shane
fake?
Dawson.
Thanks. Didn't he lie about that too? Wasn't it like totally fabricated?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like his methodology.
I've seen
was
some
a little
sketchy
bit
ass pizzas
flawed.
at Chuck E. Cheese.
Funny story. I lost one of my last baby tooth because I was chomping on a Chuck E. Cheese pepperoni pizza, and I just swallowed it. I just swallowed my tooth. I didn't know that I had bitten into it, and it fell out.
Damn, bro, that's
'Cause
crazy.
I was munch crunching. Wait, Fazoli's has a
A bunch of crunch.
Chinese. Yeah, munch crunch.
You know who? What's her name? God, there's this TikToker I keep seeing, but she's just like everybody's so creative, and then she just like reviews their food
Oh my
video.
god, yeah. If it's ain't cheesy, it doesn't go down easy.
Dude, I love her. She's amazing. Since joining TikTok, that's been my favorite find. She's great.
Amazing.
When she has the moments where she just gets so disgusted and she's like pauses, I love it, dude. Like her eyes just get so wide. She's great.
It makes me wonder, like, no, that was about to be a really sketchy thought. Have you? Okay, this is. Wait, hang on. Let me qualify this, and then I'll.
Listen,
actually
I
go
know the
into
kind of
correct
tags
thought.
we've associated with this podcast to click views, but I don't want to actually have base ass takes like that, bro.
We need to. I'm interested in exploring this for a second. So there's a type of content that exists in black spaces
Okay.
that is like in no way like applicable to white people, and it's like a little bit difficult to understand, but it seems to be effective. And it's like I don't know if have you ever been on like black Twitter or like black TikTok or black Instagram, where it won't be like a million viewed video, but it'll be like a couple thousand, and there'll be like a bunch of comments and stuff, and like it seems like it's a really engaged small video. I don't know.
I'm sure I've seen a few, yeah.
So typically, like one example that I can think of is there was this drummer. It was a girl that was like 8 months pregnant, and she was playing in church, and she was like going fucking crazy. And there was like 4 or 5 accounts that had like shared this video but instead of like using the TikTok algorithm or using the ways to like share it or like duet it or something,
Okay.
they just like screen recorded it and then like put their own text overlaid on it, and then like had like a half pixel like video of them in the bottom like reacting to it and kind of just like pointing and stuff. It was like stepping into an alternate universe, like watching this way of like doing what everyone else does, which is just sharing it, but in like from a totally different context.
Huh.
And I feel like that lady that's doing the this is so creative. Along with like there's another guy that his name's Hood Meals. I don't know if
Oh
you've,
yeah,
you've ever
I know
seen
who
his.
he is. Yeah.
It's
Hood Meals
I'm
is
not
wild. He's pulling like what's that guy's How to Basic? He's pulling How to Basic energy from another
with
level.
a fucking air fryer.
Yeah, dude, that shit's fucking
And
crazy.
then just like 6 inches of crust of like non-cooked food. But by the way, I hope I'm making it clear that I'm not denigrating at all the
No,
method
I
that
get
these
it.
people are using. I'm pointing out that it's like you talk about seasoning or flavor or like different genres of music or something. Like this is like it's a different way that these people. Okay, that was sketchy. It's a different way that this group of people engages with these apps, and I think that's really interesting. And it's neat too because I would never think to like do putting text over a video and re-uploading it. Like that's fine, but like I would never think to do some of the stuff that they do. And you know, it's a small world after all. Say something.
I don't know. I feel like that's way too dank, bro.
I yeah. What do you
feel
got?
I feel like all my black friends would be ashamed of you right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't
Based.
know, dude.
True. Yes.
They'd be like,
I
bro,
live in
bro, it's not that deep. We just be using our phones.
We
Like,
just be doing okay.
we're just living life. Like, what the fuck? This is just how we know how to use this shit, bro. What the fuck, man?
Who's the British guy that does like the safari videos? That would be like how they would characterize the white man is sitting there. He's watching the creatures use the
Sir
phones
David
in a way.
Attenborough is screaming
David
from his grave
Attenborough.
right now.
Yeah. Because I'm like so fascinated by just different use of
Human
technology and
beings
the
living
way
their
I do
fucking
it.
lives, dude.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah, I mean, hear me out. Like, I was like mystified last summer on like, how do I do TikTok? How would I do this? And like, my 12-year-old cousin was just like, "Have you tried using it?" And I was like, "Damn, that's like,
yeah, got him.
that's a good point. I'm a fucking moron. I understand."
Yeah, true. Based.
Yeah, man. That's my opinion on it. I think people are just scared sometimes of like trying to understand like, how do people do this? Like, how do they do any, you know what I mean? Anything. You see like how they
Yeah.
do screen recording plus text video upload, or how to the Zoomer figure out how to make like a fucking banger TikTok that
What we're missing is just like
Riz.
cataloging. We are missing Riz. That's true. We have Dad Riz going for us, but we're going downhill. So we need to not let one overtake the other. Okay.
We're old. I'm wearing a
missing,
shirt of a show I'm currently rewatching. Yeah,
Jesus
Gundam
Christ.
Wing.
Based.
Fuck yeah,
I'm
dude.
wearing my favorite color. Fuck yeah, dude. We're missing documentation on the internet.
I'm asking for my
and that-
papers, sir. What is this fucking?
No.
What is this 1940?
No, think to before Substack. I'm sorry, before what's the programming one that everyone uses?
I don't know, man. What are you talking about, man?
It's a hub of information talking about, hey, I'm running into this error with this program. Do this thing. I'm gonna remember it in a second. Zoom back even further into like the 2000s. A lot of the internet consisted of just like information and like sharing like thought out problem solving stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist with stuff like TikTok because it's fucking changing so much. So like I'll run into an issue where I want to do something and I don't know how to do it, and I'll search up the internet and there will be like 60 people asking the same question, or
Search up the internet.
yeah, and no one knows, or it'll be like, oh, this is just a feature that your particular zone of TikTok users.
Yeah, but you know
hasn't
what
been allowed
feels
to use or
great is
whatever.
when you are the guy who does solve the problem that you're having and you can't find the answer to the internet, and then someone else has it later down the line. You're like, here's the answer.
Here's what
I've
you
done
can
that
do.
on
Yeah,
Reddit, and I've been that guy for a few people. Fucking
Yeah.
nice, bro.
Yeah, it's if more people did that, that would be amazing. And I think the reason we're not doing it is because stuff is changing so fast.
Because men are
Features
lonely.
Yeah, it's just because we don't have good role models to look up to. I re-listened to that, dude. I'm a
Speaking
little
of that,
bummed about
dude,
my
you gotta
articulation.
look up to role models from 2008, dude. Paul Rudd and Stifler from American Pie. Go watch that
True.
movie, boys. With that, we're gonna end another episode of the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later, nerds. Ring the bell.
Bye bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye.